Hi, this is Sam,
And this is Becca.
and they are here on location for the second night of the April's Ghouls Fest drive-in night. We are in North Vandergrift.
Yes.
It's probably 45 minutes away from Pittsburgh,
Yes.
Pennsylvania, in case you're wondering. It is raining.
It is. I'm rolling up my window right now.
It rains every year.
And they never have it when it's...
No, it's only in April.
It's always the last bit of winter.
It's when it's just stopping being cold or just starting to be cold. Because that's when it's the gloomiest.
It is.
For the movies to begin. We just ate a buffalo chicken pizza.
And cheese fries, bacon cheddar
A bacon
fries.
buffalo cheddar, whatever. It was a lot of stuff on the pizza. I'm burning.
Between lunch, where we ate at Clem's Barbecue Cafe, and here, I ate a lot of pig today.
Yeah, Becca's like, I wish we had a pig for a pet. We can never have one now.
No. I wouldn't let us eat him, though. He'd be our baby.
What would you name him?
Porky.
Porky. Or
Piglet. Probably Piglet.
This is the best seats we've ever had for the drive-in.
We are front row. Due to some losers deciding that because it's sprinkling outside, they wanted to leave. Movies didn't even start yet.
We've been waiting all year for this.
Yeah, we don't go home. We don't pack up.
No, we don't pack up. We're sitting in our
Hyundai.
Our Hyundai. We'll do this.
Yeah.
Everybody else like, oh, I can't wait to go to that thing. Only our friends Bill and Mark make it.
Everyone always says they're coming, but never shows.
Never shows. That's fine. You know what? More for us.
Exactly.
I'm a couple beers in already, and a wine.
Baby's
drinking nice little bit of wine. My wife had some Barefoot baby bottles of wine that we bought in the town of Santa Clara that this town reminds me of.
Yeah. In that movie, it does not look like California. I'm sorry.
No, it looks like North Vandergrift.
That's how I believe
That's
we're
except
here.
the Uncle Charlie's plant's here. Every time he eats sausage, a kid explodes into bugs. Uncle Charlie's dead.
How do you know that?
His plane crashed.
What?
Yeah, there was a big plane crash. When I used to stay with Noah and we'd sleep in the same bed and spoon and listen to conservative talk radio, there was a big story about that. So we're here. And we're getting ready to enjoy
Monster Squad.
Monster Squad.
1987's Monster Squad.
You know who to call when you have ghosts. But who do you call when you have monsters?
We're the Monster Squad. What's a squad? It's like Miami Vice, I think.
They're young and inexperienced.
Naughty virgin.
They're a bit disorganized.
Monsters are not real.
We don't know that, sir.
2,000-year-old dead guys do not get up and walk away by themselves.
But when strange things start happening in town...
There's a monster in my closet.
Ooh, look at that big, scary monster.
What's happening? 2 ways to kill a werewolf.
Silver bullet?
They're the only ones ready to do battle.
Something's out there that's killing people. And if it's monsters, nobody's gonna do a thing about it but us.
Soon the creatures of the night shall rule the world.
Real monsters? Us?
Midnight. In the world, remember?
Maybe we can be like Mask Squad instead, you know? 2 mask bombs.
We got 1035. Stick back up. Hurry up.
Or Nature Squad.
The book is right. Don't you see it's all true?
By midnight,
You guys!
they won't seem so young anymore. The Monster Squad.
Wolfman's gone mad.
This is one of Becca's favorite movies.
It is.
She's really excited about it. It's the first movie tonight.
It is.
And then it will be followed by The Lost Boys, Fright Night,
And Near Dark.
and Near Dark. Someone just sent you a ton of
Emojis.
emojis about the food we're eating.
Well, it's my birthday. It's Andrea. She sent me
Oh, happy birthday. Enjoy all that food.
Tonight, it is my birthday.
Yeah, Becca's birthday is at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to celebrate
Yes.
during Fright Night.
Yes.
By watching Fright Night.
Yeah.
We took a great nap.
We did.
We're ready. We're not going to... we might nap during a movie. You never know.
My husband might nap
We
during
have
the movie.
pillows and blankets in the car.
It's kind of hard not to.
A cooler full of beer.
Mm-hmm.
We can do whatever we want.
Exactly.
Most relaxing weekend of... There's 2 relaxing weekends of the year.
This is one of them.
This is one of them.
The other one's in September when the other drive-in is.
Though they're showing Indiana Jones too, so there's
We'll
that.
be back. Yeah.
So tell me about Monster Squad.
Monster Squad is an amazing film.
Yeah. What's it about?
It is about.
Monsters.
It's a kids movie in my opinion.
Yeah.
There are the 80s. I feel like you got away with more because there's a couple of sayings in this movie that parents these days, yuppie parents, wouldn't want their kids hearing and things like that.
I just don't understand the parents of today were raised on these things in the past. So,
I know, but they're yuppie yoga mothers and LL Bean, and our kid is not going to turn out like that. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So
We're
anyways,
gonna have to go to some parent-teen conferences.
yeah, and they're going to tell us, your daughter, her son is doing this, and I'll say, yeah, why didn't you tell me sooner? That's great.
Your daughter said, this is bullshit. Well, it is bullshit.
It is bullshit. I'll back her up all the way.
It's slowly getting dark, which means the trailers will start soon.
Mm-hmm.
Which is exciting for me.
Yeah, no, Monster Squad starts out in... When is the original Dracula supposed to be from?
In 1939.
No. This is before that. It's almost like 1800s.
1886.
So it starts out with Van Helsing and everybody trying to kill Dracula and seal him up and kill him. And he's powered by a magical amulet.
Uh-huh.
And so the amulet and Dracula are sent... They kill him the first time, technically, or get rid of him for the time being.
For the time being.
And he's sent off to another dimension.
The dimension of Dracula?
Yes.
Okay.
Then we fast forward to 1987, where these kids, it's almost like a little Rascals type setup. They have a monster club where they discuss monsters.
I mean, would you call it a monster squad?
I didn't want to use the movie name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they discuss monsters and have a club, and everything has to do with monsters. They draw them on their notebooks. They talk about them with their friends.
When I was in kindergarten, I made every kid in class show me their fingers and their palms because I wanted to weed out the vampires and the werewolves.
You had your own monster squad.
You
were a squad of one.
I heard an interesting fact to my teacher about people's fingers, that it means something about them if their fingers, their middle finger is longer, shorter than their index finger. And if they have a special birthmark on their hand, could I check the class? She's like, yeah, sure. So after like 20 kids, she's like, why are you doing this? I'm like, I want to see who has a pentagram on their palm and who's a vampire. So the teacher just looked at me.
So you had a parent-teacher conference.
Yeah, not the first time I said something batshit crazy to a teacher.
Well, you're not the one who in preschool, remember I told you the story about the animal toy? Where it was a play school toy and it had all these buttons with animal noise on it. You know, it had a picture of a cow, a chicken, and you'd hit the button and it would make the noise.
Yeah.
Well, the teacher had it and she was doing it and she would ask, we're in preschool. She asked, what animal is this? And everybody would yell. She played the cow and I yelled vampire.
I love you.
I love you too. This is how,
This is what happens.
That year for Halloween.
Yeah.
My mom made me a very similar costume. I wanted to be the vampire from Once Bitten, Lauren Hutton. Oh. So my mom made me, I had like a white gown, because I couldn't dress as slutty as Lauren Hutton in preschool, obviously.
Yeah.
And she bought me those fake black fingernails that you push on your finger. Yeah. I had those, my hair was slicked back, and I had on 1980s full-blown makeup. Big eyeshadow, big red lips.
Really 5.
On a preschooler. Yes.
4.
Yeah.
When I was in kindergarten, first grade, at Catholic school, did I ever tell you about the talent night? What I had to do?
What?
We had a talent show, so anyone could try out. No one else in my grade did it. Mm-hmm. So I decided I was going to do stand up.
Yeah.
It was like the carrot top of my first grade.
Oh boy.
I had a gimmick and I was a vampire, and I got up and I did vampire jokes. And I was like, and one of my jokes that actually got me in trouble as a kid was, I know you Catholic kids would really enjoy these jokes. Don't you all drink the blood of Christ?
Baby.
First grade. So much trouble. Dressed like Christopher Lee.
Yep.
So a lot of people are leaving.
Well, no, they're moving around. Somebody just took our old parking spot.
Yeah, those lights are, I feel like I'm in Duel with Steven Spielberg. So like a big truck is just lights are behind me. I'm like, stop those lights.
So anyways, Monster Squad.
Yeah.
These kids, one of the two main kids down the street from them moves in. They call him, in the movie, his character name is Scary German Guy.
Yeah.
He moves into the neighborhood.
Oh.
And his mom buys, because she knows he loves monsters, she buys him Van Helsing's diary at his garage sale. And it's actually the real book. But in order for them to read it, because it's in German, they need to make friends with Scary German Guy. So they take it over there. And he talks to them about what it's about, and it's all about that amulet and how to get rid of the monsters. Well, the monsters make a comeback, and they form a group. It's going to be Dracula, Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Mummy, and I don't think I'm missing any. Oh, and Frankenstein.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these kids have to band together to fight the monsters. No one believes them that they exist. Except for Frankenstein, because he's Frankenstein's monster, because he's a good guy in this. He makes friends with the little girl, Phoebe.
Oh. They're making some announcements.
Yeah, I hear it.
You want to hear what they are?
Yeah.
Hold on. It's time for the national anthem. My wife and I are going to watch that.
We are.
And we'll be back later to tell you about either Monster Squad or all the movies, depending on how our evening goes. Thanks for listening. Here comes the national anthem.
If not, it's our first intermission coming up.
Hi.
We're going to get into The Lost Boys here at the Riverside Drive-In Theater. Thank you.
Becca and I are still at the Riverside Drive-In Theater. We just finished watching
Monster Squad.
Monster Squad. We just finished watching Monster Squad. It was great.
I love that movie.
It's pretty much everything that a movie should be.
It's pretty much the Goonies, but with monsters.
Yeah, it's very much what you want monsters to be. Pete was played by Jake. Pete the dog is the cutest dog. End of Monster Squad, every time I get a little...
He cries.
Felix Silla was in it.
Who's that?
He's like, he's in a ton of stuff. He's a midget that is always in these kind of... Or no, these smaller guys always in these movies doing stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. He was in Buck Rogers, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This movie's great. Why didn't they make like 10 Monster Squad movies?
They should have.
Really, they could have made like 100 things with the Monster Squad.
Somebody should remake this, but I bet they ruin it.
I'm happy with just watching this one at least once a year.
Again.
I think once a year is a good watch for Monster Squad.
Yeah.
It's about 10:18. We still have 3 movies left to go. We'll be here till 4 in the morning.
It's okay.
But Monster Squad, what would you give this movie?
I'll give it an A.
I easily give this movie an A. The special effects are great. Stan Winston's guys killed it on this movie. Like they're great. The Creature from the Black Lagoon looked
good.
Like the best makeup ever.
It is. And
Frankenstein's great. Wolfman's great. Fred Dekker did a great movie.
I did.
It's just he and Shane Black are doing the new Predator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just gonna be called like Predator Reborn or something.
Predator.
See, look, there was what I love is they had different people in charge of each people. Oh, the Mummy looked great too.
Yes.
Like the monsters look amazing in this movie. Like it's everything you want to have a movie. It's great looking monsters. It's kids rising up against the odds. It's goofy jokes. Could never be made today. There's so much anti-gay jokes in it. Everybody gets called a fag.
It's supposed to be a kids' movie.
Nobody told you when you go to school there'd be all these homo teachers and people with cat heads.
It's not a
It's not very PC today.
Kids movie.
No, like one of the kids smokes.
Uh-huh.
Another one of the kids not a virgin.
Right.
There's like some almost nudity.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what else this movie could have. There's really nothing that could make this better.
Nope.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
we're getting ready for one of my wife's favorite movies ever.
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Why don't you tell me about your romance with the Coreys? How many times a day did you call them?
A lot.
Did your dad? I can imagine your dad coming with the phone bill as he still does today.
Who's Corey Haim?
Did he say that?
Probably.
Who the hell is Corey Haim, and why the hell did you call him 17 times?
Guess what? Corey Haim and Corey Feldman are giving out their personal numbers. If you call 1-900-909-3700, you can listen to their private phone messages and get their personal number where you can leave them a message of your own. $2 the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. Ask your parents before you call. 1-900-909-3700.
If you call me right now, I'll give you my private number.
You call that number, and you'll hear a recording, and I'll give you my personal number if you call that, and we'll wrap.
Because we were in love. No, my dad knows all about the Frog Brothers.
Oh.
Yeah.
My baby would call him to see.
And licensed to drive and dream a little dream.
Did you dibble dabble a little bit?
Oh, all the time.
If you're a fan of this podcast, you'll probably be a fan of the Corey Haim once he got out of rehab video. I'm sure I'll do a little.
I just love him. He was a mess, though.
He was.
A horrible mess.
Well, the other one is too.
I know. No, well, he didn't. He's more found God now. Mm-hmm.
He's in bands and stuff still.
Yeah.
This movie was made in association with HBO. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's probably why it was like such a part of kids' childhoods, because it probably played on HBO, I would imagine, 24 times a day. It's the Monster Squad from 1987 when Becca was 3.
It was.
I rented this from Primetime Video in Elwood City. Watched it in my parents' room when I was in 11th grade. My wife was 5.
Yes.
I was still a virgin and could have read this speech.
Your child bride was waiting for you somewhere.
Somewhere. My dad would always say to me, he's like, son, your wife probably hasn't been born yet. And I was like,
exactly.
Dad, that's ridiculous. I'm in love with blah, blah, blah. And he'd be like, nope. So, hey, that was PG-13.
Exactly.
That's why they invented, between Gremlins and Temple of Doom, they had to come up with PG-13 because Temple of Doom messed some kids up. Mm-hmm. They're like, what? People get their hearts ripped out in this movie? Yeah, they do. In my family, Temple of Doom was never considered a good movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I think it's
Short
great.
Round is my favorite.
So Andy's all excited he got the new Rob Zombie CD.
He has a new album.
Yeah, it ties into 31. So
and?
He's like, hey, I got the new Rob Zombie. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Have you listened to any of it?
No.
Yeah, it's probably real bad.
I bet it sounds a lot like the last 3 albums he's done. I like him. I think I could hang out with Rob. This is me being...
I could hang out with him.
I think we could probably hang out with him and, be friends with him. Mm-hmm. But he'd be like, did you guys hear my new album? We'd be like...
No.
Yeah. Rob, let's not talk about our individual...
Let's not talk about you anymore.
Let's not talk about your music. Can my wife come over? No. Leave Sherry at home.
Sherry Moon Zombie.
Leave her at home.
Exactly.
When I was a kid once, I was like 22 maybe.
A kid.
I got pulled over because I was with a girl, and the cop came up and knocked on the window. I was like, and every time a cop would knock on the window, it was like I was a maniac because I always had all my clothes on.
Yeah.
And she was naked, and the cops always have to ask.
Yeah.
If the girl's okay first. She's like, are you okay? He didn't force you into anything? She's like, no. She's like crying. No, I wanted to be here. All right, son, please get out of the car. And I'm like, fuck. And so I get out of the car, and he's like, he just takes his hat off, and a tear goes down his cheek, and I'm like, what is going on? He goes, son, this is a school for retarded kids. My daughter goes to this school.
And you're doing
and
it.
She's retarded. And I would think that you would have the common decency not to get your rocks off, or retarded kids try to learn. I get back in the car. This girl's crying. She's like, is he going to call her parents? I'm like, 1, I'm 22 and you're 19. I don't think that's going to happen. 2, we're just going to go back to your parents' house and act like nothing happened. 3, let's not ever go to the retarded kids' school. Please tell me. It was called Walmo. So if you're from Newcastle, people would call you a Walmo if you're retarded. These are the horror stories that make up my childhood of my teen year, my awkward 20s. So this is the bit commercials playing now. You want to go through the trailers as we set up? You want to talk about, let's talk about Lost Boys while we're waiting for the trailers to start. How many times have you seen Lost Boys?
Too many.
Who's your favorite person in Lost Boys?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Is he a Becca guy? Mm-hmm. Do you love him?
Yes, I love David, yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Were you excited when everybody in town had their picture with him?
Everybody but me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
he doesn't look the same anymore.
He doesn't look the same anymore. Did you ever eat pescetti and they turn it into worms?
Yes.
They turn your pescetti into worms.
Uh-huh.
How many times have we seen that movie? What We Do in the Shadows? Like 15 times.
Yeah.
I think it's good though. I think you can watch it a bunch of times.
I like it.
This is the Sprite commercial where the guy gets lost and can't find his date. Mm-hmm. This girl laughs at him. There's like a serial killer in the car. Another guy winks at him. There's some weird stuff going on in the 80s.
There was.
I think in the 80s, everybody was either trying to sleep with you or kill you.
Buddy.
Yeah, there were 2 girls went to the drive-in together. Mm-hmm. Said nothing that ever happened ever.
Yeah.
It's like, I've had enough kissing, and this guy finally, she gets up on the car. She looks like Legend of Billie Jean. What was he watching? Streets of Fire at the drive-in?
Probably.
Oh, and she hugs him, and he drops everything. Oh, man. Intermission. This is the one that's like Alien. Oh. It's the same as the trailer for Alien.
What?
It has the same music as the trailer for Alien. Listen. Bill told me that. In space, no one can hear you scream. In space.
Stuff's moving so fast you don't even know what it is.
Popcorn. Drink.
Hey.
Sprite pouring. Oh, man. In the 70s, everybody was doing acid. People were like, we're never getting out of Vietnam, man. Bring me a Sprite. Jars of candy. Sprite. Intermission. The wacky dancing song. Oh, popcorn. This commercial is going to make the last time we were here, the first time we came to this, we stopped at Sheetz and we bought healthy popcorn and I bought all healthy things to eat.
We were stupid.
And we were sitting here and this popcorn commercial came on where they're just literally ladling out popcorn and just pouring, I'm going to say 2 liters of butter under the popcorn. And my wife said, this popcorn sucks. Go get me a real popcorn. And I did. And I got her a Sprite and I got lost and she had to get up on the car.
And then I was yelling at other people.
Do you think it's weird that the 80s and 50s fashion sense are so interchangeable? That the 80s were like the 50s part 2?
They weren't like the 50s, I would say.
There's a lot of 50s influence on the 80s though.
A little bit.
There's a lot of 60s influence on the 90s.
This is true.
Do you know what I mean? Like bell bottoms came back, Woodstock happened again.
Yeah. Well, fashion repeats itself all the time.
A little bit of history repeating.
Because the new designers.
Do you want that Fresca jacket? Because I want that Fresca.
We've talked about this before. I want that outfit.
That Fresca jacket?
Yes.
Oh my God. I would like a Fresca.
Outfit like that.
I would like a Fresca right now.
I know. They don't have it.
That was Nixon's.
There's that burger with fake smoke.
Nixon's favorite drink. This lady in this.
Yeah.
You'll see her in a second. There, right there.
Yeah.
This lady's eating like a hot meat sandwich. She has made up so much. Either she has a bruise on her face.
That guy.
She's like, my husband wanted this barbecue sandwich But I told him no. He beat me unmerciful. All these kids are getting... There's a lot of people getting hot meat sandwiches. Can you eat that sandwich a little sexier? Oh, man. This is Odell's Butter. This is the commercial that did it.
I think so.
We have the best butter. We cut one stick, and then we lit... Oh, my God. That butter. This is... Right. This is the sexiest commercial for butter I've ever seen. Some guy's telling everybody about his dog. You might hear him yelling through the window. The show starts in 10 minutes. I'm going to go to the restroom.
Okay.
Take a break from the podcast. It's going to be amazing to edit together. I don't know how to edit it. All these guys just be like scattershot bits of hanging out with us. I think next year we should have a fan convention of all 3 or 4 people that listen to this.
Yes, we should.
And we'll have them at the drive-in. So if you see us, we'll be wearing pantsuits. And I'll be dressed like...
I'll be dressed normal. My husband will be in a pantsuit.
My husband will be dressed as Michael York from Logan's Run.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be dressed as one of the replicants from Blade Runner. Come see us. Hey, how about a tasty snack? Do you want anything from our refreshment stand?
I want something sweet.
You want something sweet? Do you want to walk up to the refreshment stand?
Yeah, in a minute.
Okay. Do you think that clown's kind of cocky?
I think that he looks exactly like one of the clowns from Killer Clowns.
Do you think someone actually filmed this for 8 minutes?
I do.
Alright, we should probably go. So we can get back in time for the Lost Boys. Again, I also rented that at Primetime Video. And when it was over, I wished I had been one of the vampire hunters. But I lived in Elwood City.
Could have happened.
No, vampire hunting wasn't big here anymore. We only had the Green Man. God, I hate people so much. Like, I hate people. Like, I like doing our podcast. I really hate hearing people talk.
Other than us?
I really don't like anybody. I like of the people here, like, these should be my people.
They're
right?
not.
They're not. No, I like Bill and Mark, but that's really... I can probably leave this on the podcast so everybody can hear what a horrible misanthrope that you're saddled with. But my wife gets this speech almost every morning. I roll over and go, oh, and she goes, what? I'm like, I hate everybody. I'm like a 60s Marvel supervillain that is like lost his mind and ready.
Dr. Panica.
Dr. Iron Dick. Dr. Big Balls.
Dr. Small Peep.
No, that's not.
I'm kidding.
Oh. Dr. Thunder Thighs.
Dr. Fart Butt. Dr. Gassy Baby.
Professor Flat U Lance.
I get it.
Dr. Flat U Lance. That would be my name.
Yeah.
I was look, they switched up the thing in his hand. They didn't think we'd notice.
What?
I'm gonna get a frozen pickle.
Yeah, you better.
Oh, it's my favorite song. It's the pickle song. I'm gonna get a frozen pickle. We gotta go because the trailer's gonna start. We don't want to miss trailers. All right, fan. We'll be back in a little bit. I'm here with my sleepy wife, and we just watched Lost Boys. She was snoring during it. We're recording a podcast about it. What did you think about Lost Boys? What would you give it? I would give it a B. It's very good. My wife's going to sleep. You don't want a walking taco? Do you gotta get up and get one?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe after the third movie starts?
Yes.
The third movie's gonna be Fright Night? That's pretty exciting. We just watched Fright Night a couple weeks ago, but we can always sit back and watch Fright Night one more time. And that's what we'll do. So, we'll be back with a little bit about Friday night. All right, we're home after the drive-in. Now we can talk about the Lost Boys.
Yes.
In a little more detail.
Yes.
Michael and Sam have just moved to Santa Carla, California. They're about to discover its secret.
Notice anything unusual about Santa Carla yet?
No. It's a pretty cool place. If you're a Martian.
Or a vampire.
So where are you? The flying nun? I'm your brother, Sammy. Help me! Stay back! Stay back!
What's happening to me, Star?
Get yourself a good sharp steak. Drive it right through his heart.
You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a damn blood-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
When a vampire buys it, it's never a pretty sight.
Michael, they're coming! Oh, shit!
So, the first screenplay was about a bunch of Goonies, fifth or sixth grade vampires, with the Frog Brothers as chubby 8-year-old Cub Scouts, and Star was a boy and a love interest. It was all based on Peter Pan, definitely.
Yeah.
In the original draft, everybody was named after a Peter Pan character. The brothers' names were Michael and John. Their mom was Wendy.
So is that why Richard Donner did it?
Yeah. David, Kiefer Sutherland's.
Too.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland's character was.
The oldest boy.
Yeah, he was named Peter in the original. So, the influence. This one mythographer, A.S. Bjorn John, has commented on the way the influence of the Lost Boys has shifted popular culture depictions of vampires since its release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There are several scenes in the book that were deleted, such as Michael worked as a trash collector to buy his leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
It expands the role of the opposing gang, the Surf Nazis, who were seen as nameless victims of the vampires, and several tidbits of vampire lore, such as not being able to cross running water and salt sticking to them.
Mm.
Yeah. So you want to hear some interesting things about it?
Yes.
Kiefer Sutherland's character David was impaled on a pair of antlers, but was not explode or dissolve. He was intended to not be dead, which would be picked up in a sequel, The Lost Girls. Scripts for this and other sequels circulated, and the original film's director, Joel Schumacher, made several attempts during the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
David reappears in the 2008 comic series Lost Boys Reign of the Frogs, which is a sequel to the first film and a prequel to Lost Boys The Tribe, and explains that the antlers missed his heart.
Ah.
Yes. Kiefer Sutherland's half-brother Angus Sutherland plays the vampire in Lost Boys The Tribe. And there's also Lost Boys, The Thirst. Let's see. Tim Capello, he covered the calls, I still believe.
Yes.
He
That's your
makes
performer.
he is a sax player in this briefly. He has his own Wikipedia page, which I'm going to bet
It was made by him.
he is notable for his muscular physique, his sexually provocative movements during his performances, and the sense he performed shirtless with his skin oiled and his hair in a ponytail.
Did he write that or did you?
He wrote that. He also, oh, never mind, Hearts of Fire. I'm thinking not Streets of Fire. He seems perfect for that. Yeah, there's one episode of Saturday Night Live, the one Sergio is his name on that, and John Hamm played him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's cursed by him.
Ah.
He's also in the video for Tina Turner's One of the Living. He plays in that from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh.
I think we all remember that movie.
Yes.
Lou Graham from Foreigners on it. There's a ton of great people.
The music was amazing.
Yeah, Cry Little Sister.
Yes.
Is on it. The Doors is covered by Echo and the Bunnymen.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. Thomas Newman wrote the original score. And Good Times is a duet between INXS and former Cold Chisel lead singer Jimmy Barnes.
I love that song.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a cover of the 1960s Easy Beats song. It was originally recorded from an Australian-made tour, which was INXS and Barnes together. So, That is Lost Boys. You gave a very high grade.
I did.
Does it still
Always will.
Always will.
Yeah.
We found out a lot about Jason Patric as we talked to Sarah. Today we were at breakfast and we learned that Jason Patric's grandfather
is Jackie Gleason.
Yes. And Jason Patric's done some things.
Probably feel like he doesn't need to.
Yeah, this is the Coreys' first movie together, the two Coreys.
Yeah.
Did you know Joel Schumacher hated the original idea and told producers he would only sign or direct if he could change them to teenagers because that would be much sexier and more interesting.
Yeah.
So, almost all of Kelly Jo Mentor's scenes are deleted from the film, and the only true appearance she makes is over Lucy's shoulder in the video store, though she still receives billing in the film's credits. She was going to play another vampire.
Oh.
Yeah. The guy playing pinball in the comic book shop is the actual owner of the shop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't need to get a lot of extras. There already were extras.
They actually added glitter to the blood in this movie.
Yeah.
To make it more shimmery and more slimy than fake blood.
Yeah. It is good blood.
Do you know what the most used word in Lost Boys is?
Give me a minute. I can probably figure it out. What is it another word for?
For Michael is used near repeatedly.
Michael. Feels great. I like Michael. Right. This is Michael.
To baby Michael. Oh, Michael! How are you willing to go, Michael? Sit here, Michael. Michael, how could a billion Chinese people be wrong? It's Michael. You're eating noodles, Michael. Some of this, Michael.
You don't have to, Michael.
Who wants to know what's going on?
Wants to know.
Michael wants to know. We should let Michael know what's going on.
Yeah.
Michael. Look at this, Michael.
Michael Emerson! I'm aboard, Michael! Be scared, Michael! Michael, you're one of us! Let go! You are one of us, Michael!
Michael, are you still in bed?
No.
Oh, would you do me a favor? Michael, you come home in the middle of the night. You see
Hearing, Michael. It's not you. It's definitely not you.
Piss.
Are you there? What happened? Vampire, Michael.
No, that's not Michael. Who's screaming like that?
I can't talk about it on the phone. It's about Michael.
Michael.
You
We're here, Michael. Michael. I can't tell you. I don't know how to help you.
Take off your glasses. Look at me.
take care of everything, Michael?
Oh, Max is coming to dinner. I'd like you to meet him.
Thank you.
Michael.
You must be Michael, right?
Take it easy, Michael. Michael! Over here. Initiation's over, Michael. Never grow old, Michael.
Michael! Michael!
Michael!
Michael, they're coming!
Stop fighting me, Michael. I don't want to kill you.
Michael, drunk. I said get away!
Where's Michael?
I should explain this.
I don't want to hear another word from you until I talk to Michael.
That if I could get Sam and Michael into the family.
Where's Michael?
So here's something else, too. Both of the two 1987 movies about a group of very attractive vampires who lure a young man and almost make him a vampire, both shown last night, Near Dark and Lost Boys, feature son of Jason Miller in their cast. Joshua John Miller is in Near Dark, and his half-brother, Jason Patric, is in Lost Boys.
Who's the brother in?
Joshua John Miller.
Is he the Homer?
I'll see who he is right now. He is in Near Dark. Yeah, he's this one in Near Dark.
Yeah, Homer.
He's also in Teen Witch.
Oh, he looks
and River's Edge.
much better than that picture you just showed me.
Yes. In Max's video store, you can see a copy of the Goonies on the shelf.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's not shown for long, but Laddie is the missing boy on the...
milk carton.
Yep. He's not related to Star.
No, she adopts him as like her little brother.
Originally, Keenan Wynn and John Carradine were going to play Grandpa. But Keenan Wynn died right before filming. Could I read that, please, on the air?
Yes.
We just got a text that says...
For my two best friends.
Devin's talking about The Rock being gay again.
How do I respond? I'm sorry.
Is he happy about it? Or is he bitter about it.
Does this make him upset? Poor Pat.
So,
He's probably getting a tirade right now. That's why he reached out for help.
When David grabs Sam's leg, but Sam managed to drag his hand into sunlight where it catches on fire, and there's that tear that slides down his face.
Yes.
That's from his contacts bothering his eyes.
Oh.
They thought
Well,
it
they
looked
talk
really good.
about vampires only being allowed to cry once in their life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a big thing in vampire movies.
Huh. The
That's why they focused on it. I think they actually discuss it in this movie.
Santa Cruz means Holy Cross, which is interesting because you think they would be burned by it. In the Chamber of Commerce... Santa Cruz is where
the
they...
movie's based in Santa Carla, though.
Yeah, but they shot it in Santa Cruz.
Oh.
Santa Cruz's Chamber of Commerce was really upset about the town being called Murder Capital.
They also got a lot of hype, too.
Yeah, but here's something funny. When Richard Donner was doing Lethal Weapon, there's a scene where they walked down a screen and see a movie screen, like a marquee, and it says Lost Boys, this year's hit. And the movie was still filming. Kiefer Sutherland was in this, of course. It only took 3 weeks of his time, but he was reluctant to star in it until he heard the director had lined up INXS and Jimmy Barnes. He had spent a summer in Australia where he was a child, and he was a fan of both their musics. Corey Haim said that this was the greatest personal time of his entire life.
I can believe it. It shows.
Jamie Gertz was recommended by Jason Patrick. Joel Schumacher.
From Solar Babies.
Yeah, well, listen, Joel Schumacher was originally looking for a blonde, but they had both previously starred in Solar Babies, and it was probably the reason why he recommended her. Or, if you'd like my thought,
Yeah.
he was going to do a whole bunch of scenes.
He's
He
going
rolled
to
around.
liquor.
Yeah, lick her and touch her. You know, I think Jamie Gertz is the right actress for this.
She was perfect.
I think she's perfect, and I want to lick her. For an entire, I don't. No. Did you ever notice there's a random crowd shot that has an old man with thick glasses wearing a gothic hooded robe?
No.
He's in the movie for a second in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly who it is.
Yeah.
It's in the opening credits when they're doing People Are Strange.
This was almost directed by Mary Lambert.
Yeah.
She left early on for creative differences and went on to do Pet Sematary. Which I think this is a much better movie than Pet Sematary. The merry-go-round sequence foreshadows the order in which the Lost Boys die. Marco first, Paul second, Dwayne third, and David last.
Yeah.
Also, Corey Feldman, who does Edgar's lines,
Yeah.
he foreshadows how each die. No two vamps die the same way. Some yell and scream, some go quietly, some explode, some implode.
Yeah.
Yep.
You never think of these things till someone else points it out.
Also,
Somebody with way more time on their hands.
it's implied that David, after surviving the impaling, created Shane the head vampire in the next movie, Lost Boys: The Tribe. Originally, the movie didn't end on a joke. After the scene,
You know that I've never seen the other ones because I couldn't do that to myself.
Yeah. So the movie originally didn't end on a joke. After the scene with Grandpa at the refrigerator, it was supposed to cut to the surviving Lost Boys regrouping at the hotel. The last shot was a mural on the wall in the early 1900s with Max in it looking the same way he did today. All this appears in the early draft of the script, but was never filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. During the climax, Edgar yells, when a vampire bites it, it's never a pretty sight, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the same. I hate when IMDb does that. We get the same thing. Even though Star is half vampire, we never see her vampire face.
No.
And
But
Kiefer...
she talks about how she's held off from trying to... But she's, from killing people, but she can't do it for much longer because she's getting weaker.
5 years before this, Kiefer Sutherland's dad was in a vampire movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what vampire movie that was?
I've probably seen it.
Oh, you've seen it.
Why can't I think of it?
He's not a vampire in it.
No.
He's a vampire hunter in it.
Which one?
Buffy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget his name. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. But I love what's his name in that movie? Paul Rubens.
Ah.
And he goes, ow.
Did I ever explain to you why Rutger Hauer's in that movie?
Why?
Because that's who the writer of Vampire Lestat wanted to play Lestat.
Oh.
So for years it had been rumored that he would be...
What's Luke Perry's name in that movie?
I don't know.
Pike! Because he goes, well, what's your name? She goes, Buffy. And she goes, what's your name? He goes, Pike. She goes, Pike's not a name, it's a fish. You know.
My baby's probably seen that movie a bunch of times.
Oh, yes. I saw it again at my favorite movie theater, the United Artists Grand River.
Yeah. So up next we saw...
Fright Night.
What would you do if you accidentally discovered the house next door was occupied by something not human? Something horrifying. Something unspeakably evil. No one believes you.
Mom, I didn't have a nightmare.
Not your mom.
They did kill a girl over there.
Not your girlfriend.
Charlie, is this some sort of a trick to get me back?
Not even the police.
Look, I know it's crazy. I know that, but look, Lieutenant!
It knows that you know. You'll do anything to protect yourself. But it will do anything to protect its secret. Fright Night. If you love being scared, this could be the night of your life.
This movie is written by Tom Holland, who also wrote Cloak and Dagger. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
That's one of my favorite 80s movies.
Aww.
He thought about his next door neighbor being a vampire, but didn't think the premise was enough. So he thought about it for a long time, talked about it with a few different people, and said, finally, they was talking to the head of story development at Columbia Pictures. They're talking about, well, what would that boy do if he couldn't go to the police? And you go, well, he'd go to Vincent Price. Or he'd go to Elvira, or whoever, Sven Gulli, whoever was on TV. So.
He's happy the rock's a fag.
The first draft was done in 3 weeks. And he was just really happy that Peter Vincent was the character that he loved the most.
Mm-hmm.
So the same writer also did Class of '84, Psycho 2, and then and ultimately got to direct the movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Vincent is literally named after Peter Cushing and Vincent Price.
Yeah.
And Holland specifically wrote the part for Price, but at this point in his career, Price said he'd been so badly typecast that he had stopped accepting roles in horror movies.
Yeah.
They suggested then Roddy McDowall for the part, who had already been in Holland's written film Class of '84. So he understood the part, but he really wanted it, and he was really interested in the genesis of the character.
Mm-hmm.
He never played anybody that age, and Holland and McDowall actually built a lasting friendship out of this. And he introduced him to Vincent Price and at a dinner party, Holland, and he was flattered, and he said, "Thank you for making that part about me." He thought it was wonderful, and he thought that Roddy did a great job.
Aww.
Chris Sarandon didn't want to be in the movie.
Why do we always hear this?
Yeah.
That people don't want to be in the movie. Yet some of these movies are the reason they got other movies.
Yeah, Jonathan Stark didn't want to be in it either.
Ugh. Why didn't Chris Sarandon want to be in it? Does it say?
They're all like, it's just kind of...
It's just going to hurt my career.
Yeah, William Ragsdale...
No, it made tons of money.
William Ragsdale.
And that was the whole reason for his career.
Yeah, he actually wanted to play Rocky Dennis in Mask, but he lost the role to Eric Stoltz. However,
I'm glad he lost it. Eric Stoltz is amazing in that.
Jackie Burch from Remember This audition and thought he'd be right to play Charlie. He auditioned several times and found out on Halloween night 1984, he got the part, beating out Charlie Sheen.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have liked it with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, the most difficult role to cast was for Amy, and they thought that they were looking for a perfect girl next door. So,
perfect lesbian next door.
So there's some major changes to the script, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The ending that was originally how it was originally going to end was going to have Peter Vincent turn into a vampire when he returned to host Fright Night, that he had been bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that really wouldn't have made sense.
No, I'm happy the way it was.
Yeah. As originally written, Jerry Dandridge was more villainous, so Sarandon tried to find various ways to humanize him, including suggesting the implication that Amy was her long-lost love. They also decided, why does he eat fruit all the time? Well, he found out that the bulk of the world's bat populations are fruit bats. So he had a lot of fruit bat in his DNA, so that's why he's often eating apples, which Sarandon decided his character was using to cleanse his palate.
Oh.
Yeah. Stark and Sarandon had not picked up on Holland's...
My baby likes fruit.
I'm fruit bat. I picked up on this right away.
What?
Holland had intended for the vampire and his assistant to be gay.
Yeah.
And it had been a couple. Chris Sarandon was like, I didn't get any sense of that. I thought
yeah,
it was...
but why would... Because in the movie, all he does is kill women, really.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think there was some sort of asexual quality relationship that was borderline homoerotic, but not.
I think he just looked up to him like like a mentor. Like, this is what I want to be.
For the scene in which Jerry pulls down the window shade and looks as though Billy is about to perform oral sex on him, Stark remembered, I'm cleaning his hand, and Tom Holland said, no, get down on your knees. Okay, Tommy said, when I saw that, I thought, yeah, that's kind of, they're trying to make this
gay.
Yeah. So, Roddy McDowall based his character on the Cowardly Lion. Mm-hmm. He thought his part was of an old ham actor, a dreadful actor who realizes it but doesn't admit it. He had some isolated success, but it was all bad. And he's played the same character all the time. And he disappeared for sight, and now he's going around on late-night TV, very syndicated markets for 6 months, and trying to sell these.
Kind of a washed-up career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody on the set loved him.
But you can still say that he likes his character he played on TV, because otherwise why would he dress the way he does in real life?
Yeah. Also, William Ragsdale broke his ankle running down a staircase, but they kept going in the film. Then finally, the special effects crew in this also worked on Ghostbusters, which they learned a lot of stuff on. So that's why the effects end up looking pretty decent for this.
You know, it's funny.
Huh.
At the end, when she gets the big teeth and the big mouth.
Yeah.
Like when she's the scary vampire. Yeah. I always thought she looked just like Slimer.
Well,
that is the tie-in.
It's the same guys did
I'm
it.
telling you. You have to watch that part again and say, does she not look like Slimer?
We'll have to look. Fans, if you're out there and you'd like to look at it. Stephen Jeffries did not like the second script.
Mm-hmm.
And decided that he would do 976 Evil instead. Mm-hmm. You know who directed Fright Night 2?
Who?
Tommy Lee Wallace.
Yay! I knew that because when we went to the convention, he had that up on the wall.
Yeah, Holland was interested in writing it, but he and Chris Sarandon were making Child's Play.
Mm-hmm. He's in the first one.
Yeah. And then Amanda Bierce was already busy with Married with Children, so they wrote A New Girlfriend. And then only Ragsdale and McDowall reprised their roles, and there was a new set of villains.
I love the villains.
From all accounts, McDowall loved playing Peter Vincent and wanted to bring Holland back to the franchise, so they set up a meeting to make Fright Night 3. Before that meeting could occur, it was with the president of Carolco Pictures, which was Sylvester Stallone's company. Do you know who that president of that company was?
Who?
Jose Menendez. Days before that meeting could occur,
Menendez
and his wife were killed by Lyle and Eric. Not only did this stop another sequel, it also interfered with the release of Fright Night Part 2, which got limited theatrical distribution and was dumped on home video to live entertainment.
This makes me very sad.
Yeah, so if he had not been killed, it would have been...
We need to write a letter to the Menendez brothers. Thank you for ruining Fright Night 3.
Yeah. So, that's kind of sad. There was a video game for Amiga computers. And there was a remade in India as Moonless Night. And Peter Vincent is a priest in it, and it is a musical.
A Bollywood.
Yeah, Bollywood musical.
Okay.
And there is the redone, they talked about the remake. It's really dull. That's what a lot of them said.
What is your grade on Fright Night?
My grade on Fright Night, it would be a B-, a B+.
That's about where I am.
Yeah. Actually, Tom Holland said about the new Fright Night
Mm-hmm.
He said what they did to Jerry and Peter Vincent was criminal.
Yes.
That was wonderful. He said kudos to them on every level for their professionalism, but they forgot it's humor and heart, and they should have just called it something different.
Exactly.
Other than
called Shitty Vampire Movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, whenever Jerry confronts Charlie and he whistles Strangers in the Night, he wanted to whistle while you work, but Disney would not give them the rights.
Oh.
Yep. So, in 2015, when asked if he could do a sequel to any of his movies, Tom Holland said he'd actually like to do Fright Night with the original cast. His plot that was a single father, Charlie Brewster, inherits his mom's house. Soon after taking up residence, his 2 teenage children become convinced there's something evil in the house next door. Evil Ed, who's squatting in the abandoned mansion, attempting to resurrect his master, Jerry Dandridge.
That would have been a good one.
I would really like to see it.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the best part about making this movie was they were making the movie perfect with John Travolta and Jamie Lee Curtis and the Slugger's wife, so nobody paid any attention to Fright Night at all.
Aww.
Yeah. Cast and crew members recall that Roddy McDowall videotaped exclusive on-set behind-the-scenes footage. No one ever saw what he filmed.
What?
Yep. So, frustrated they'd never been asked to do DVD extras, everyone in the cast, except Amanda Bearse, who was unavailable at the time, recorded 2 pirate commentaries, which were released as free MP3s on a website. There, you can still get it there.
Oh.
Yep. They included both commentaries on Twilight Time's reissue, who were not allowed to add anything new. Chris Sarandon used meditation throughout it because of all the makeup. He was in there forever. So I really enjoyed Fright Night. And it was the number 2 horror movie of 1985. Number 1.
Yes.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Whoa.
Freddy's Revenge.
Freddy can suck it.
Amanda Bearse was required to remove her top for a scene in the film, but she was uncomfortable being topless in front of the crew, so she used duct tape to cover her breasts.
Oh.
Not a good idea.
It would hurt taking that shit off.
Yeah, actually, baby, you're right about something about this.
What?
The vampire that gets blown up at the end was a puppet created for Ghostbusters and was considered too scary for Ghostbusters. How about that?
Yeah.
And one of the Planet of the Apes masks is actually in Roddy McDowall's place. Whenever they're in his room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's William Ragsdale. How old do you think he was when they filmed this?
19.
24.
Really?
Amanda Bearse was 26.
I was going to say she looks older.
Yeah, and one of the reasons Chris Sarandon didn't want to make this movie because he had such a shitty time making The Sentinel. There's numerous.
There was a lot of time in between those two movies.
There was, yeah, because it was made in '77.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of tributes to Samuel's Lot in here.
You know, he is, what's her name's brother?
Yeah, Susan.
Susan Sarandon, yeah.
So, listen to this. There's tributes to Sam's Lot, such as the house with the large staircase and window.
The window.
The basement finale at dawn. The older man, younger boy vampire hunters. How the human guardian dies at the end on the stairs.
Yeah.
The head vampire in Fright Night.
James Mason.
Yes, is also similar to Barlow, which was drastically altered in the teleplay version.
Yeah.
The nightclub scene was a former hardware store, which had been renovated for one of my favorite sequences in a movie, the Frankie Goes to Hollywood sequence, and Body Double, where everybody spins around a lot.
Yeah.
So, how do you think they got Chris Sarandon to be able to lift him up in the air?
Who, the black guy?
Yeah. And for anybody when he did lifts in the movie. They had a furniture dolly.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Coincidentally, Stephen Jeffries and Amanda Bearse had played a couple in Fraternity Vacation. Went straight from filming that movie to doing Fright Night. Yeah, they used a large wheeled box for the bouncers one too. So that was pretty fun. It was also shot on the Disney backlot, and it's shot in the same neighborhood as the stuff they used in Something Wicked This Way Comes.
I can see that. That's one of my favorites.
Yep. So I always love when you can see the backlot stuff. Tom Holland thought that Evil Ed was a gay character who had been bullied. He commented on the implied gay relationship between Jerry and Billy. He said, that stuff with Chris Sarandon and Jonathan Stark, that's all me trying to make that happen. Also, another inside joke is when Judy Brewster invites Jerry Dandridge over for a drink, he's having a Bloody Mary. So here's how the original ending worked. There's Charlie and Amy laying on the bed making out. Fright Night comes on. Peter Vincent declares, tonight's creepy crawler as Dracula strikes again. Obviously about vampires. You know what vampires look like, don't you? They look like this. Charlie and Amy are horrified as Peter begins to transform. Once he becomes a vampire complete, he stares into the camera and says, hello, Charlie, and it freeze frames on his face.
Well, they see the eyeballs out the window instead.
Amanda Beers did a convention a couple years ago. For her final transformation, she donned a prosthetic breastplate to enhance her cleavage.
Oh, yeah.
She brought them to the convention and encouraged fans to feel her boobs while signing autographs.
Great.
The book also tells a lot of reasons that things happened. Charlie said that he and Amy had been a couple for a year. They had only been seeing each other 3 months. His father left the family years ago. His middle name is Alan, and he's planning to propose. Peter Vincent's real name is Herbert McCooley. He auditioned for a bit part in a horror movie, and instead got the lead role, became Peter Vincent. After being fired, he planned to move to Cleveland to host a news show. Jerry Dandridge is 400 years old. He's been the first to publicly claim to the vampire community that chemical additives up blood's nutritional value to the undead. He's highly regarded in vampire society. He comes from Transylvania and can implant psychic commands. He knows right away that evil failed to kill Peter. Billy Cole has served Dandridge for 113 years. He's not a vampire, but he's not human.
He's like a zombie.
He's a necrophiliac. Billy sometimes envies Jerry's powers. They claim to be business partners. Dandridge deals in antiques, which is how he made his fortune. Like
Salem's Lot.
He finds them and Billy restores them. He claims the coffin is a 16th century Bavarian chest. The reason why Peter's hosting Fright Night is because after he was fired, one of the stagehands got the job. The teen audience was outraged, and Peter was brought back by public demand. The end scene is 3 months later. Even though Amy's human again, she still has her vampire's breasts, much to Charlie's delight. So,
good movie.
Yeah. So, Chris Sarandon spent 8 hours in the makeup chair.
I could do that.
As he did this movie. So, we saw several vampire movies. And the last movie we saw?
Near Dark.
Near Dark. Which came out the same year as Lost Boys and really is kind of like Lost Boys.
Separate your head from your shoulders.
Do it fast.
All right.
Good times roll. No! You might as well just kill me then, too.
Caleb Colton no longer belongs to our world.
We give him a week to see if we can call him one of us.
He belongs to hers.
But you have to learn to kill.
He belongs to theirs.
I don't want to kill.
He makes you kill tonight.
And they all belong to the night.
It's 3 hours short for a bus ticket home. You help me out?
What are you on?
Believe me, I told you.
Just don't think of it as killing.
Evening.
Don't think at all. It's just something that you do night after night. It's only ever a question of how.
You're nervous. I would be too if I were you. Near Dark.
It'll be your boys falling in with patrol. Check out time.
Bought yourself some time, son.
God damn, this is my family. Let it go.
Near Dark. Pray for daylight.
Sort of.
Kind of not. It's not as sexy to be a vampire in Near Dark.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, do tell.
Oh, Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Is that bad boy vampire.
Uh-huh.
I like how the vampires of the 80s, it was all about being, having that leather / transient look.
Yeah.
/ bad boy. I was into it.
Were you sad when
he gets run over and burned up?
No, no.
What?
What do you call it? That Blade stole that look from them.
That Blade did?
Yeah, like Blade.
Oh, no. Blade looks like an action hero.
Oh. Do you like Blade, though?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's Wesley Snipes.
So I don't think...
Murder at 1600.
I don't think as many people knew...
What?
About Near Dark.
Actually, the people that I've met and come across over the years, Near Dark is more a favorite than Fright Night.
It also has 3
It's more hardcore, I think.
3 actors in this were also in Aliens.
Yes. Bill Paxton.
Yep.
I can't remember the lady's name.
Jeanette Goldstein.
And Lance Hendrickson.
Yes. And Tangerine Dream did some awesome music.
Yes.
For this. This was ranked number 34 in Rotten Tomatoes top 50 horror movies.
That's wonderful.
And there was a remake, but the remake was so similar to Twilight because
the people cried and said no.
People said, "Please don't make it.
Please don't.
Please don't make it." At this
Take
point,
your glitter teenage vampires and go.
Take your and when you see Jared,
take your people who can't act and leave.
Yeah, I never saw any of the Twilights. I really can't comment, I guess. While shooting in the desert, Lance Henriksen relieved his boredom by hopping in his car and taking short drives, still in costume, and often staying in character. According to Bill Paxton, the two were stopped by a policeman who became so unnerved about his speeding that the officer became visually uncomfortable, stepped back, and took out his gun.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, James Cameron later married Catherine Bigelow, and she
blonde?
No, the director.
Oh.
And he suggested she use the ready-made ensemble cast that he had made Aliens with, and that is why they're in there. Michael Biehn had also appeared in Aliens and was considered but declined to participate.
You know who else is in Near Dark?
Who?
Tim Thomerson.
He is, and Tim Thomerson is in.
Yeah. Doll Man. Yay.
He plays the dad in this, correct?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, the scene where where he comes running and the fog is coming off him.
Smoke.
Yeah.
He's on fire.
They had a series of tubes that had 5 lit cigars under his shirt.
That's crazy. That would probably hurt.
Yeah.
What if one of those actually dropped and started to burn you?
Every night during filming, there was a train that would come by, and they would have to stop filming every night. One night, Bill Paxton had his full makeup on with half his face missing. Saw one of the train workers hanging off the edge of the train and screamed, "Hey, there's been an accident!"
That's why I love Bill Paxton.
Yeah. You can also see Aliens playing on the screen in one of the movie theaters.
Yeah.
In here. Caleb, D.B. Sweeney wanted to play him.
I would have been okay with that too.
And Johnny Depp.
That's my Fire in the Sky, The Cutting Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Travis Walton.
Yeah. The vampire mythology in this movie is deliberately vague. It is never seen if they cast reflections or holy objects to them. It's just seen they're extremely strong, non-aging, survive on human blood, cold, destroyed by sunlight and
They tell
fire.
you where they're from, though. Like how they all met up.
Yeah.
They talk about Jesse being a Civil War soldier.
Yeah.
And they talk about her being, like he picked her up somewhere and Homer was a kid who ran away. And so was May.
The driver who gives
black truck driver.
The driver who gives the finger to them while they're hitchhiking.
Yeah.
Is James Cameron.
Oh.
Yeah. Another thing they were going to do was at the end, one ending considered here was for Caleb's younger sister Sarah to follow him and May into the sunlight, only for her to start burning upon she was bit by Homer, as now infected. However, this was eventually dropped as obviously they could have cured her too just as easily.
Yeah.
In a couple of seconds. So that's some info about Near Dark.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see that. Again, we had just watched it a little bit ago. Mm-hmm. My wife might be in love with every guy in this movie.
Maybe.
Who's your favorite guy in this movie of all of them?
Adrian Pasdar.
Why? Because he's married to what's her name?
I liked him before she came along.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had a crush on him first.
I would have thought Lance Henriksen would have been the guy.
Oh, I like him too.
Because
you know how I like older men.
He was a lot older.
That's okay.
Super older. So they've announced.
My husband is older than me.
Speaking of older men,
yeah.
Barnabas Collins will be in 2 of the movies for next year. Did you have a good time at the April Ghouls?
Yes, I did. We ate very well.
We had a buffalo chicken pizza with bacon on it.
Bacon cheddar cheese fries.
I had
a double chocolate ice cream sandwich. I had goobers.
I had a Chili Willy pickle.
You did. And I went to ask for a bite, and he goes, "It's gone." It was the biggest pickle I've ever seen in my life.
I have no
My baby housed that pickle.
I was like the people in the thing where you saw the shadow of them eating the pickle.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was like.
Oh.
I've been thinking about that pickle for 2 days.
Yeah.
But please, no one use that.
I literally...
Can you imagine if someone just takes that out of the context and they play it for people? Did you hear what Sam said on his podcast?
He likes pickle.
I've been thinking about that pickle for 2 days.
No, he literally had it in his hands maybe for like a minute and a half, which this is a big pickle, let me just tell you. And I looked out the window for a little bit, and I turned back because I started to smell you eating it again.
Yeah.
And so I said, "Oh, can I try a bite?" And you're like, "Oh, but baby, it's gone."
You know that the Panico brothers love pickles.
I know. I should have gotten my own.
Anything pickled.
I probably would have puked though.
It was a good pickle because it wasn't like a neon colored pickle. Do you know what I mean? Where it's
green.
Like no, but you know sometimes you get like a pickle that's like really brined.
Yeah.
No, this was just like it was in like salt water. Mm-hmm. It wasn't in like pickling juice. It was just like it was very garlicky and salty, and it was cold. It's a Chili Willy.
Yeah.
Pickle.
No, a chili dilly or whatever.
Well, I was in a pickle.
Yeah, you were.
I enjoyed it.
I know you did. Gone.
Gone in seconds.
Yeah.
We saw some trailers for Jaws 3.
Yes.
Escape from L.A. We saw a lot of great trailers.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a trailer for a movie with
Mel
Torme and
Shatner.
And Shatner. I have to find that and play that on the show because that was something else.
If you like the woods, if you like survival movies, if you like animals,
like we need the most
trained bears from the 60s.
We need the most manly man to be in this. Mel Torme is available. Okay. Well, yes, I guess we'll make it.
He'll stop singing and come be in our movie.
Our hotel room was wonderful.
I think that was the best part.
I think it was too. Well, before. Oh, yes, that was.
No, I mean the decorations.
Yes, it was. We had a good time there. Becca made friends.
I did. I talked to everyone. It's a problem.
It's like your dad.
I got homegirl meth addict. Checkout girl. She was buddies with me, smoking cigarettes, shooting the shit, talking about how she went out drinking last night and she had to be at work. Meanwhile, when I went to get coffee this morning, like when you were showering, she was just getting to work and her mom and her sister dropped her off. And let me just tell you, we know apple don't fall far from the tree.
Maybe they're out partying together.
I believe that. These are those people you see on Jerry and Maury.
They were nice, though.
They were very nice. Those are usually good people. They have good hearts in there somewhere. They just hit all those speed bumps.
I've said it before and I'll say it again.
What?
People that have had the most fucked up lives give the best advice.
Exactly.
Like, because I know some people that
when you think you're having a bad day, think about that person's worst bad day.
Oh, you know, like my worst bad day is like, I hope my boss isn't mad at me. These people's worst day is
they're like,
the cops are like, all your utilities are getting shut off.
Your kids just got picked up,
your kids
taken away.
got taken away, and you only have $4 and you want a drink.
Yeah.
What do you do?
You work at the Country Manor Inn.
Well, the Country Manor Inn was wonderful.
In fact, it looked very much like the hotel from Near Dark where they crashed at.
It really did.
Yeah.
I thought we'd go outside and run into one of those people.
That's why do you think I didn't go to the Coke machine and I went to bed?
There was a Coke machine?
Yeah, and in that secret door where room number 5 was, there was also an ice machine there, too.
Oh,
I only
so we
found
didn't have
that
to buy
out
ice.
the last day.
Well, next year we won't have to buy ice.
No, we'll know it's there.
We'll know. Well, I'm never going to go to a hotel room again after the remake of Night That Dreaded Sundown. The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Yeah.
Because you get your head cut off.
Yeah, through the window.
Thrown through a window.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the drive-in overall was an A experience.
It was.
Except for Flesh Eater. So I can't wait to go back to the drive-in.
Yeah.
It was wonderful times.
It's a good time. Always.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
That I love my husband.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I love the drive-in.
Uh-huh.
And I hope they keep having this event.
We should have brought Ange with us.
I know. He could have joined the rest of the dogs.
Mm.
Could have made some new friends.
He could have.
They were all 10 times bigger than him, but he would have had a good time.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you
at the movie.